kind of up in the air if I should come on or not to cook, you know, and stuff like that because of everything that's going on in the world right now. I really pray every day that justice gets served and that people learn to educate themselves. I get emotional even talking about it. Mm-hmm. I can't even talk.
It's all right. It's tough, you know, it's like, you know, and you try to explain as parents to kids, you know, about everything that's going on in a way that they can understand so that the next generation avoids doing everything that's going on, you know, and it's tough. So it's like, you know, we had a hard time deciding on whether we were coming on here, and, you know, we haven't done a video in over a week just because.
And you know, I keep it real with you guys. But everything that's going on is just, it's crazy, and you know, we should all be united, and you know, it's just very, very difficult. But look, I'm clapping my hands. I'm going to try to bring some positivity, and I feel like with food, you know, we can always come together with food. And sorry guys, I'm not trying to bring anybody down, but I'm raw and I'm being real with you. So with that being said, we are making some baby back ribs.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show you guys how I do the rub for it. Super easy. And then we're basically gonna bake them for at 250 degrees for about 2 hours, and then you take them off and then you put them on the grill for about 5 to 6 minutes per side, just to give it that nice crust.
We usually get the bigger baby backs, but these are like half size, so it's nice because they're smaller and you can kind of flip them around. And I'm gonna do a little jalapeno popper for the grill too. So she'll put up pictures. We're gonna keep this short today, and just.
Yes, Patty, it has been a lot. It's been crazy.
Yeah, it's been heartbreaking.
With that being said, all right, I'm trying to get myself together.
Get yourself together.
All right, so we're gonna actually, hold on, let me just get my...
So in the meantime, I guess, so when we do poppers, we cut them in half, you know, the traditional way is cut them in half, stuff them with cream cheese, wrap them in bacon. What I do is I tend to add a little bit of seasoning sometimes to the cream cheese mixture. I like to add Mexican seasoning because, you know, the oregano and the different spices in there kind of go with that jalapeno when you put it on the grill, and it kind of just, it balances out the spicy. Sometimes you get that one jalapeno that's extremely spicy, and then you get some that have none at all. So a little bit of the Mexican mixture is good.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you guys what's in the rub. So it's 1 cup of brown sugar. I'm just gonna kind of so we have like 2 baby back like ribs, like, you know, so we have that. So I'm doing 1 cup of dark brown sugar.
These are giant jalapenos, by the way.
I don't know. They're like,
I don't know. They're almost like borderline.
They're like 20 jalapenos. You know,
everything
out of whack. Just. Okay, and then we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So I'm gonna put that in there. Now remember, this is for 2 baby backs. So. And
Roberta's ribs are fantastic. The meat falls off the bone, but not to the point where the bone itself is crumbling. Like, you know, sometimes it's like
it does have steroids.
Overcooked. It'll just, the bone will crumble. You don't want that, but you want the meat to kind of come off with a little bit of a pull.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be too tough.
All right, so
I'm gonna cut these up.
And then we're gonna add to that is 2 tablespoons of chili powder. Now you can add more and less of the spices. If you like it spicier, you can totally do that too. Now once you put this in the oven, in the roasting rack or in aluminum foil, you are going to bake it, like I said, at 250 for 2 hours, and then the juices are going to drip and all that, and you're going to take those juices and then you're going to put them in a saucepan, and you're going to add 1 cup or 2 cups, in this matter, because we're making 2 racks, of your favorite barbecue sauce. You don't have to make barbecue sauce from scratch. So I'm just going to use one of my favorites, which is this one. You could totally make it from scratch too. You know?
Yeah, you've done that before.
Yeah. But I feel like because of the drippings, and then when you're adding that to the barbecue sauce, it's like amplifying the flavor.
How many times would you say we brush that on during you do it once during the bake, right?
Nope.
But then no?
Nope.
So you're only doing it when we do it to the
to
the grill.
To the grill, because then that's going to form the crust, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so then we're going to add salt. Don't be shy with the salt too. So I would say about a teaspoon or so, a little more, you know, depending on how big the racks are. And then pepper, black pepper as well.
I feel like I should be cracking jokes and I can't. It's like, you know, it's not the right time, but
yeah, I haven't even been in a mood to really I don't know, I've been so sensitive with everything lately, and it's just, you know, it hurts, and I hurt for friends of mine and everything. So all right, garlic powder, we're gonna add a teaspoon of garlic powder.
I have onion powder here
and
too.
Teaspoon, yeah, I just bought these because we were out. So we got a teaspoon of garlic powder.
I guess you could do it, just do it by grating it too, but you know, it's you get a little more even mixture with the powder.
A teaspoon of the onion powder. Well, no, you can't really grate, because then that would be like you're making a rub for it, you know? So we have that, and then we're gonna add oregano in here as well. So that's like a teaspoon of that. I'll put all the recipe full on for everybody too. And then, so yeah, that's pretty much it. This is how I take notes, guys, with all my recipes, and I just write them down. So
if you're not winging it, there's been plenty of times when you
I wing it too, but I figured I would have it, you know, a little more specific for you guys. So you kind of like mix everything up together like this, like so, you know, because that's going to be your rub, and that's what you're going to rub onto the ribs.
So it's a dry rub on the ribs before you bake it.
Yes. And then you bake it nice and slow, and then that's what's, you know. And I know people too that they actually boil, like I've done that too before, where you can boil the ribs prior to, and then you can put them on the grill. I just like to bake it. I don't know. I think I feel like it locks in the moisture of the ribs a little bit better. So that's pretty much it. And then, you know, you just take your ribs. I'm just going to take one of these things here to show you guys. I like to just put it on this. Super easy that way, because then you could just discard, like, you know, when you're done with it. And you don't have a mess.
Yeah.
All right.
So I've got, I don't know how many of these poppers you want me to do, you know. It's only us.
Well, just think, Lana. Now
our daughter loves spicy stuff, so she'll dig the poppers.
All right, so what you can do is you take your ribs like so. Now they do have the bigger ones at the store. Like some of them were frozen though, and we just decided last minute to do these. So I just got the regular ones, so they're half and half. So I'm basically just taking it and just kind of like dipping it in there and then like spreading it all over. I'll show it to you guys once. I don't know if you can actually see on the side, but
probably.
What's that?
Yeah, Ken says she loves ribs too. Yes, she does. She will eat.
She does.
She will eat a rack of ribs herself.
So
probably.
I forgot to mention the most important part. I'm so sorry. My mind's, you know, all over. So what you're gonna do after you do this with the dry rub, you're actually gonna let it sit for a half hour. I would even half hour, even overnight if you are doing this the next day. Because the longer it sits, the more flavor it's getting. So see, I took all of that and I just kind of went all over and rubbed it in. And now you put it on the aluminum foil and you just let it sit in the fridge for about, like I said, like half hour, 45 minutes. The longer it sits, the better. It's like kind of like tenderizing the meat too, because of the salt and everything in there. And then that's pretty much it. And then you bake it, and then you put it on the grill.
Yeah, with the poppers, the cream cheese for the poppers, I had mentioned the Mexican seasoning. I actually just added a little bit of onion powder and garlic powder too, just to give it an extra kick. You can really add anything to it. I mean, but I think the one time I put cayenne pepper in it just to make the, because jalapenos need to be spicier for some reason, but it works out.
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll put everything up and stuff like that. And like I've always mentioned, please feel free to, DM me or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Now, when things settle down a little bit, in the world, we'll get back to doing more of this. But yeah, it's hard for more people.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well.
All right.
Yep. I can't really Hold on.
Oh.
I'll stop it. Let me just wash my hands here real quick.
All right. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll put that stuff.
We'll
up.
put the recipe up and everything. So, I guess just be kind to one another and let's get through this together and hopefully make a better world for our kids.
Yeah.
So. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
All right. Cheers.